name is Melissa, and I'm the owner of M95 Machining. In this video, I'm going to explain how I ended up here, and then I'll take you on a tour of my dad's shop. I know I don't look like your average machinist, but this is a great career for women. I love my job and I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I run M95 Machining out of my dad's company. He has 3 buildings. This is building A. We have another building across the lot, and we have another building across the street. So I first started machining for him 4 years ago. He came up to me one day and he said, "Hey, I got these machines. Go ahead and learn. And if you end up learning and you like it, I'll help you open up your own shop." So I said, "Okay, cool. Yeah, right. He's not gonna help me open up my shop." And I said, "Okay, how hard can it really be?" But it was a complete nightmare for the first 2 years. I crashed the spindle all the time. I knew nothing about CNC. He knew some stuff about CNC. He's a sheet metal guy, but I mean, it was still new to him. Programming and everything new to both of us. G-code, it's similar to what he does, but it's not completely the same. So, yeah, when we first started, we hired somebody to come and train me, and the guy showed up only 2 Saturdays. The first Saturday, he showed up a little bit drunk, made me feel uncomfortable, and my dad said, like, "There's something wrong with this guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, he's kind of weird, right?" Whatever, it comes back the next week, and then again, the same thing, but even worse. It makes me feel really uncomfortable. It's really awkward. He's not all there. So he leaves the second Saturday, and my dad goes, "You know what, like, you're just gonna have to YouTube or go to school or whatever, but you gotta figure it out." Because we already had a few jobs lined up. And my first job to make, that was on Saturday. I had to make jobs on Monday. My first job was like little aluminum blocks with taps going along the edges. So I was making these blocks, I was facing them, but they were off between like 5 and 10 thou. It was a bad job. I had about 200 blocks to make, and I don't even remember. I know the order got turned in, but yeah, it was a mess. And then shortly after that, about a year later, I started taking classes at the local JC in Stockton, Delta College. And he was super sexist. He was a real jerk. I remember I walked into the class one day and he said, "No, I'm not, no, like, you can't, we're not gonna enroll you into the class." And I said, I run machines, I work, like, I'm a machinist, I know what I'm doing, I just want a certificate, and I want to learn more because I don't really know what I'm doing, I'm new. And he goes, "Well, you have to start from the bottom." I said, "No, I don't want to start from the bottom because I can set up my tools, I can run basic programs, I can do it, just let me enroll in this class." He says no again. Talk to a counselor says try again. So then eventually the teacher does let me be a part of the class. I walk in one day, I'm walking in, I'm like a little bit late because I have to go from work all the way back to class. Class starts at like 6, it was from 6 to 10 p.m. I walk in and then he goes like, "Oh my God, like, thank God that chick didn't show up, like, who does she think she is?" And I'm walking in and he looks at me and I look at him and I'm like, it was such an awkward semester, and I really wanted to learn, and he would make me feel so uncomfortable and always make these comments, and I mean, I survived. I got no certificate, I got no grade, but I didn't learn anything either because he didn't know how to run these machines himself. He was probably like late 50s. He said he had ran Haas like from way back in the day, so he had no idea how to run these new gen controls. And I was like, "Dude, like, I can show you." So me and my classmates would like help each other out. It was really cool. So about after that, I met my mentor, Angelo Juris, who at the time worked for Autodesk, and he was using Fusion 360 to program. So I met him at a seminar, and we kept in touch, and I would call him, I would text him, be like, "Hey, like, do you have 5 minutes? Do you have 10 minutes? And he'd say, "Yeah." So we would get on Zoom, I'd send him over my file, we would talk about it, and he would just help me program. And he would tell me, you know, like, "I can tell that you're hungry to learn, I can tell that you really want to learn, I'm willing to help you." So we did that, and honestly, like, that really helped. Last year in 2021, my dad said, "Hey, like," I asked him for a raise, he said no. Said, "Hey, like, the it's time for you to just venture off on your own, you know, like you're wasting a lot of time, you're wasting a lot of money, you need to just do it. I was scared. I'm not even sure what I was scared of. I guess I was scared to fail. And I knew that now, like, all the responsibility was just, everything is just now up to me. And if something goes wrong, the customer is going to come back to me, you know, and yell at me or get mad at me and complain at me. That's what I was scared of. So last year in May, I started all my paperwork, started my shop. I went on a trip to Denver. I came back in August. That was in August. And then I came back, and from May to August, I was still working for him. I had M95 was set up and everything, but I was still working for him. And then in August, when I came back from Denver, I said, hey, I'm not gonna clock in for you anymore. Like, I'm just gonna do this by myself. He was like, all right, cool. And because of Instagram, I actually got a big Tesla job. And my first customer was Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, which is a nonprofit in Monterey, and till this day, it's the biggest PO I've ever gotten. All because of Instagram. They messaged me, they said, hey, are you a machine shop? I said, yeah. Tesla said the same thing, hey, are you a machine shop? Send me over some files, quoted, got the POs, and yeah, everything since then is honestly like nonstop. If it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't have gotten those jobs. If it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't have met other women machinists. It's really discouraging trying to learn and having all these men tell you that you don't look like a machinist, and it's really discouraging. And all I wanted to do was learn. I wanted to just succeed at this because I love it. I love doing this. It's a beautiful trade, and I didn't want to let my dad down, most importantly, because he gave me this opportunity. I met this woman called Ella. She's from the Netherlands, and I told her, hey, like, I'm a machinist, I'm a woman, I'm in California, like, hey, like, I'm so happy to meet another machinist who's a woman. And then she's like, yeah, there's a bunch of us. She added me to a group chat from the Netherlands, from Spain, from Southern California, from Michigan, from Texas. They're everywhere. If it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't have got those jobs. I wouldn't have met all these other amazing machinists that are my age. I don't think I would be as big as I am now, because I've only been a company for 5 months, and I've honestly skyrocketed because of Instagram. My goals as a machinist are to buy another machine in the middle of this year, hopefully in July, August. Eventually I want to move out of my dad's building, maybe in about a year, because I like being here, I like being around him. I find it easy if I ever need supplies, you know, it's a really big shop. I could just walk over there and get material, walk over here, and, you know, just anything. I also hope to inspire other women to join the trade, because I know it's hard and it's discouraging being like in a male-dominated field, but don't give up. Just keep doing it. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't. I honestly thought that I would never be able to program. I thought I would never be able to read code, and I'm making, you know, I'm making all these cool little things. And if I would have gave up, I would have never done any of this. If I would have listened to the guy who told me I couldn't machine, I wouldn't be here. If I would have just let everyone, you know, talk me down, I wouldn't be here. This is one of the first jobs I got. Real simple blocks, really cool. I love being at the shop. I love working with my dad. So he laser cut this, and then I finish off countersinks, little pockets. It's really cool stuff. So now come with me and we're gonna take a tour of the shop. So this is M95, my two little mills. This is US Fab. So he has 4 press brakes on the right, he has a big laser on the left, and another laser in the back. That laser is actually being moved to the other room because he's buying another one. In the back, it's just material and you have to press brake. No, I'm sorry, a punch. That actually just got pulled. Spraying area. And then across the yard is where we have, in this building it's a shipping and receiving, and then over here this is paint on the right, and then shipping and receiving on the left. He has three paint ovens, and the other room across is welding. This is the last building. The front of the building is under construction, and then this last part is really just for material storage right now. And we recently got a BLM tube cutter. I don't know how to run. He's the only one right now that knows how to run it. This is his newest baby. So for any other women out there that want to become a machinist, don't give up. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. Don't let anybody tell you you'll never be able to do it, because I couldn't mill a block to save my life 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and now I own a company. So don't give up and work hard.